safely assume the summer's over. Forecast is supposed to be about 17-18 degrees, which, yeah, it's still pretty damn warm for the UK, but it's foggy, misty, and it's a little bit cold. I'm a little bit cold in my t-shirt at the moment doing this video. The wind is supposed to be about 9-10 miles an hour depending on the forecast, with 20-mile-an-hour gusts. I mean, there's the trees. I mean, there's good wind. Yeah, I think we're gonna, I think these are the days that you've got to get your thing on. Oh, hello. These are the days you've got to get your waterproofs on, and you've got to get out there and you've got to go and do what you need to do. This is where your experience comes from, so that's what I'm going to do today. I've just got a bit shy because there's a couple of people walked by and they wondered who I was talking to. So I'm definitely a lot warmer with let's get that off. Definitely a lot warmer with my my wind and water jacket on. Actually, it's much nicer. Here's the pintle. So first thing I'm going to do is see how that slots in there. Yeah, beautiful. Slots in there perfectly. Really pleased with that. So there are 3 screws, a big screw in the middle here, and then the 2 smaller screws that stop it rotating. Oh wow, that fits really beautifully well. There we go. That is beautiful. I'm really chuffed. So those little bits were perfect. So here are the little clips that I was going to clip over here to make sure these didn't come off. So what happens is when I sort of want to release my jib, if I want a little break and I just want to drift, or sometimes just with the sheer wind and the jib's flapping, these will just come off, and it's really difficult. I can't reach from the front of the boat to here without really upsetting the boat. So what these do is clip on, so hopefully they'll help keep those on. So we're launched. There's Bala Sailing Club. We've come about a couple of 100 meters maybe. The first thing I've noticed is the waves. The tide is really cool. It's really bouncy, so there's been times where the boat's been wobbling. I'm thinking it's the wind, but it's not the wind, it's the waves. The wind, as you can see, we're not really like a bat out of hell at the moment. We're not going that fast at all, to be frank. I'm spilling a lot of wind with the sail. Let's tighten the vang. Let's tighten these as well. I forgot about that. I don't want things too loose and baggy. There we go. Otherwise we'll get out of control very quickly. So we're kind of on a broad reach at the moment. Ish. Just sorry, as I said that, I kind of turned into the wind. So we're going to turn into the wind a little now. There we go. First tack of the day. There's not been any leaning in out of the boat yet. So I think what we'll do, we'll aim for, I don't know, I think we're going to do these sort of curves today. We're going to tack into the wind, and then we're going to sort of curve out of the wind, going on to sort of a reach. So the wind at the moment is sort of coming across us. I would say we're about a 50-60 degree angle off the wind beating. You can tell we're beating from the waves. And then we're going to curve that way, so we're reaching with the sails on the same side. Yeah, it's like a little angry ocean, a mini angry ocean today. I just got a huge splash. Right, let's come back, aim for the lake, and then let's see if we can do the jibe. I don't know if you can see on the camera the X buoy. I'm going to jibe around that and get as close in as possible. Pull some sheet in. Let's go. No wind. There we go. And then we're going to broad reach across and do exactly what we just did before. We are going at a rate of knots, so we are maintaining, you know, 5-6 miles an hour sometimes. And if you're ever in doubt, just look behind you and you can see the cavitating of the rudder there, all the bubbles, and you can see how fast the boat's actually going. It just doesn't seem it sometimes. Right, really enjoying it, really enjoying this. It's a nice sail. So when you're almost running, gosh, the boat gets sort of way tossed and turned. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. These big waves are like a real experience actually. You feel like you're not moving, and then you look at your speed, you're doing 5 knots, and if you look to there you can see, you know, we're definitely moving. I think we can let the sail out a little bit more actually, but you can see how if you let the sail out a little bit more when we're running, you can see the jib really struggles, which is why I like to do wing on wing when we come back. So one thing I've been learning and I'm just doing today is normally you'd have the dagger board all the way down when you're beating, and then you'd raise it to maybe 2/3 when you're reaching. You can bring it halfway up or even more when you're running. The reason for that is you need a lot more pointing ability when you're beating up wind, because the wind, it's the action of the wind against the sail creating force, whereas when you're reaching, it's more about using the sails to just catch the wind and pull you along. So when you've got those forces exerted on the boat, you need something to help you maintain a straight line. However, when it's really windy, when you're gybing or tacking, the board can actually behave a bit more like you know, like a stake in the ground, so it actually makes you more liable to capsize. So if you just raise it 2/3, you can mitigate that effect a little bit. And actually the boat's been really well behaved, beating, reaching, beating. I've just left it like that, so it's definitely working. I've not had another touch wood moment. I've not had a single scary moment yet, which is brilliant. I think this technique's actually in the mirror handbook. I don't know which one. I've got a newer one and an older one, but I read that actually technique off the mirror forum, so I don't know whether it's a generic strategy or whether it's one for the mirrors, but yeah, it definitely works. I think we're sailing very close to the wind there. There, that's better. You can see where the wind's coming from with that flag, but it's definitely a bit gusty. Oh, here we go. We're going to try and tack up to the beach, I think. Hey. Oh. We're here, Bala Beach. There's a bit of a leery landing actually, only because there's a load of kids in canoes all tied up together that were all completely taking up the whole beach, which is fair enough considering it's their centre up there. But I had to do about 5 tacks to sort of come in and around and around. All good training. We've got a right little ensemble of food today. My other half has made me some egg sandwiches today, which are really amazing. I got some sushi. Well, I think it's vegan sushi actually. It's got avocado and there's any fish in it. I got some berries, an apple, and of course a little bit of chocolate. I've been super good recently. I'm trying to lose weight now. This is the first chocolate I've had for 2 weeks, I think. So yeah, good old healthy dinner today ish. Hi guys. Hi guys. Some ducks. There's so much wildlife on this lake, especially in the summer months. There's tons of things: fish, herons, ducks, so many birds. I've seen hawks here, all kinds of fish actually. I think that's one of the things people on the lake. Do a lot of fishing on the lake. Hello ladies. Whoop. It's very hard to work out where the wind's coming from at the moment, because this would indicate it's coming from over there, but I don't think it is. Let's just wait for it to die down a little bit. Then we really want to be launching out this way. So I think that's one of the things on a lake, is it is quite difficult inherently to work out where the wind is coming from half the time. You can see by the way I'm having to crouch in the middle of the boat and how the waves have gone. Not quite glass, but you know, the waves from this morning are a history, and these are little tiny little waves. But look, we've just come out of this little alcove now, and you can see we've definitely hit some wind. So I don't think we reach enough. I love beating, I love running, because it's just cool, it's so relaxing, but we don't reach enough. Broad reach. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to broad reach, and we're going to jibe our way home. I'm hoping when we do a jibe we'll catch some wind going that way, and we'll get a little bit more speed. Right, here goes. Whoop. You can see when you're jibing how you can lose control of the boat so much easier. Let's just get that in a little. Don't want it to saw that was probably the most leery moment I've had today, and it was on the first drive with relatively benign winds. There's not much wind at all at the moment. Really peaceful. You can see why sailors like to reach and they don't like beating. Beating's hectic. You're right against the waves, so you're slamming your hull. The water's crashing over, which is all very well when you're having an exciting little dinghy couple of hours, but when you're maybe beating for 3 weeks across an ocean, that could be really tiring. I think the wind changes affect you a bit more when you're beating upwind, and the motion of the boat is, whereas when you're reaching now, it's sort of broad reaching at the moment. You're sort of wallowing over the waves a little bit. I think it's a little less comfortable doing this than running. But it's so peaceful. So peaceful. I'm just going to do this all the way back up to our home. We are struggling for wind, bizarrely. The wind was supposed to get gradually stronger this afternoon. The only bad thing about running in a dinghy is you've got to get yourself in the centre and crouch down. I mean, you could sit down, but if something were to happen, you're not in a position where you can use your weight, you know, to counter any movement. So crouching's the best bet, but gosh, it makes your feet ache. A little bit of sun poking through. It looks like we're actually outrunning the waves. We're doing about 5 miles an hour. Oh, fighter aircraft. These are the propeller aircraft, where the RAF fighter pilots do their preliminary training in, I guess. I'm walking to get my boat. Oh, it's hard work. I was just de-rigging the main sheet, put the main sheet down, and it had gone. Literally, it was off sailing, and the jib sheets got stuck on the cleats, and off she went. You can see she came all the way across the bay from over there, all on her own. Whew. Fortunately, some of the Bala guys are there, and they already had the boat out by the time I got to the club. So I was going to jump in and grab her and swim to her, but she'd gone. She must have done about 5 knots all the way down. Let's get these down. There we go. Oh, too frisky. Oh boy, it's really hard work walking in water. So it gets a bit deep here, but then it gets a bit shallower. That's why they're so far out. Oh, it's a little bit cold. Nice.
Okay,
there we go. Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, so if you told about no sense of it.
Right.
There'll be a nice speed where it's settled.
Just sort of, yeah, just sort of. She's got a life of her own. I didn't realise. One of these hydrofoiling windsurf boards. Oh, it's not. Oh, there you go. There you go. Whoop, there you go. Whoa, it's a big wave. You just see him pop out there. I've just come out for a last little sail. I figure you've got to take advantage of every minute. It's the end of, you know, getting on for the end of September, and actually I think the club asks you to take your boats home during October, so it's over anyway by that in October. So just been talking to one of two of the club guys that helped me recover my boats. I think the most difficult thing about today has been the waves, actually. It's got a little bit blustery and gusty now as we're entering the evening wind, but the waves have been so big. So it's almost been like sailing on the sea, I guess. So a really good experience today in a completely different way. Doing some awesome sailing actually, just doing ups and downs here, doing like mini circuits. Oh, you can see the release of the main sheet bit there. Getting up to something 6.4 miles an hour was my record. 6.4 there. Oh. So you can see how if you pull the main sheet right in, we're on pretty much like a broad reach here. Look at that. I'm having to lean out, put that up. In fact, I've got to let some go. Oh. But you can do like 6.2, 6.3 miles an hour, pull it in. Or if you just let the mainsail out, look at that. I'm on the same course, 5.7, 5.5. Okay, let's put it in a little bit. I think the wind's just dropped a tickle. And look, you can have a nice leisurely sail. You can just see 7 knots on there. I had 7.4 knots. I'm absolutely soaked. We caught a huge wave then. And then we kind of surfed down it. A bit like we're doing now, look. Wow, 7.3 miles an hour. 7.7. I think that's a record. Let's see if we can. 7.8. Oh my, that was crazy. I'm absolutely soaked. Kind of the idea when you're sailing, I guess, but there's a huge wave hit the bow. Hit the stern. The port side of the boat. The right side, the starboard side, and it crashed up. I'm absolutely so. I just realised I might have there. Here we are. So on this little leg, sailing across the lake back into the sailing school. Look at the speed, nearly 7 miles an hour again. Oh, just lost some wind there. The broad reaching. I'm having to lean out. And you can see the sail's pretty let out. Let's put it in a little, so we can get some more speed. The waves are really big. This wind has really whipped the sea, the lake up. I mean, I think from trough to peak, there could almost be 2 feet waves here. Here we go. This is incredible sailing. It's great. This is what it's all about, really. Controlling a boat in pretty windy conditions. I'm getting loads more confidence back now as well. I know I've probably been going on a bit the last few weeks about capsizing and confidence, but yeah, it just goes to show, you capsize, you get up, you make mistakes, just get up and carry on. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You know when you're being stupid, and just learn. When you make a mistake, learn from it and make some changes, but don't let it stop you, because that's not how you get better at something. Oh, well, a little bit of respite. Let's just let the sail out a little bit. My back is raging. All I'm doing is leaning out. I'm trying to just trim my jib, but every time I go over there, let me just release some sail. That's it. A bit more. There you go. This is an amazing sail. Really enjoying it. We are coming to the end of the day though. Looks like rain, and it's getting quite dark as well, so I think we'll do this one last round and we'll call it quits. I think that's a Laser Bahia. It might be a club boat. It was really fast. If I look anything like that, then I'm well impressed, but I probably don't. Lovely looking boat. We'll see how fast we are compared to them. Haha. My little old mirror versus the plastic fantastic over there. Yeah, they're zooming away now. What an awesome day. That was brilliant. It all seems to have calmed down a little bit now, so that last hour that I decided to go out and catch some amazing sailing, doing the fastest speeds I've ever done. No threat of capsize at any stage today. It was a really windy day. Really enjoyed it. It really, just got some really great sailing, and I feel like I've really progressed. I'm starting to become experienced. So, what a brilliant day it's been. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope this this video today has helped people, and check me out in the next one.